добрый вечер и добро пожаловать на корабль, в трюм. Для нас хорошая новость, то, что мы наконец смогли отправиться в Каир. Плохой же новостью служит то, что мы отправились не совсем по своей воле. Нас связали, спрятали в трюме, заперли и пытались напугать выстрелом. Но пока что это все, что можно сказать, исходя из нынешней обстановки. Выбраться я пока никак не могу, думаю, продолжим осматриваться. Так, хорошо. Удачно началось. Это как-то я пропустил.
There's some blood and hair stuck to the pipe.
Опа-на. А, ну это, видимо, меня
Hair I
глушили
really
ударом,
can't
да?
afford to lose.
Хорошо. Взять? Ну давай возьмем.
I might be able to use the pipe on the door upstairs. I don't really have any other option. I'll hold it on the blood-spattered end. After all, we already know who the victim is.
Ну что ж, пойдемте попробуем применить рычаг, да открыть дверь. Любопытно, не ищет ли меня Легран. Мы должны были через 10 минут после того, как добрались до трюма, поговорить с ним. Но, как понимаем, мы не появились, так как на улице ночь уже.
I should be careful. The gunman may still be nearby.
По всей логике он должен был начать нас искать. Либо, видимо, плюнул и решил, что мы сами ушли, обидевшись. Ну ладно, сейчас узнаем. Пойдемте хоть кого-нибудь искать. Опа-на. Экран?
What are you up to, Zellner?
Ладно, давайте пока будем честными. Меня
I
оглушили.
was jumped in the cargo hold.
Of course you were.
Но это же не ты.
Here, look. Careful how you hold it. There could be fingerprints on the end.
Surely you don't expect me to believe you.
Ну, давайте покажем удар.
I was inspecting the trunk. I found it in the cargo hold, and it was clear that someone had hidden inside it to board the ship.
Some people are willing to go to great lengths to be a part of this journey.
Indeed. Whoever it was, they struck me on the head from behind with the pipe while I was looking for clues. Oh, and they shot at me as well.
Ridiculous. You wanted to come along, orders be damned, and so you found a way to stay here. I should throw you overboard.
I would have dreamed up something less painful.
True. That doesn't look good.
See? And there's a bullet wedged in a wooden crate down there. I don't have a gun.
The doctor should have a look at it.
Да, не помешало бы. Но, в принципе,
Come with
Леграна
me.
я не подозреваю, как бы, может быть, это глупо не казалось, так как ему совсем не выгодно оставлять нас на борту. С другой стороны, у нашего преступника есть пистолет, что, по-моему, очень печально и опасно. Что случилось?
Inspector Legrand and
Ференцо снова упала.
Constable Zellner. So you have decided to join us on our journey after all.
So it would seem. We are searching for Dr. Gebhardt.
I'm just fine, Captain Conte.
Ясно.
The Conte.
I'm in control. I can manage. Tell James he absolutely must wake me at 9:15.
Certainly, madam.
Absolutely.
I shall see that he does.
And now I shall return to my chambers. You'll be in the bar tonight at 10, Inspector.
If that's what you wish.
It will be spectacular. I promise.
Знаете, в таком состоянии у баронессы достаточно легко выманить ключ.
The fresh sea air and perhaps a glass of champagne to
No, no.
many. But I'm glad that you decided to join us on our journey to Cairo.
Not quite voluntarily.
So he says.
I was jumped from behind.
But no, that is...
Dr. Gebhardt should have a look at him, Captain De Conte.
Of course. Please, have a seat in the saloon, Constable Zellner. I'll summon the doctor.
Снова попадают все под подозрение, так что будем начеку.
Ah, Doctor, there you are. Our brave Constable Zellner was attacked.
Struck on the head.
Там была писательница или мне показалось?
Sit down, please.
Now, please, tell me exactly what happened.
Меня оглушили.
I think you've got a stowaway on board. I was jumped.
Intolerable. I'll have the crew search every nook and cranny of the ship. And of course, Mr. Zellner, you are cordially invited to travel as our special guest.
Good to know that at least one man doesn't want to throw me overboard.
Is it bad?
Yes, it hurts a lot.
I spoke with Dr. Gebhardt.
He suffered a violent blow to the back of the head. I cannot really say how bad it
Хотя бы
is.
надеюсь на
But I
сотрясение.
can. It really hurts.
Вот, почему меня никто не искал?
Why didn't anyone come looking for me? Didn't anyone notice that I didn't come back from the cargo hold?
We did search for you, but we couldn't find you.
И где вы
Who
меня
was
искали?
supposed to search the cargo hold?
Constable Oliver. I'll have a talk with him about that later.
Я бы сам
I should
хотел
hope so.
поговорить.
How many fingers do you see?
Какие пальцы?
Fingers?
Mr. Zellner.
Ладно, какие пальцы?
3 fingers.
Okay.
Где мы?
Where are we? And what time is it? I must have been out for ages.
It's just after 8 p.m.
You just missed dinner. But we'll all meet here in the saloon at 10 o'clock to have a drink together. Greeting the passengers personally is a tradition I will not break, even on this unusual journey.
You're all right now, Constable. The bleeding has stopped and the wound looks good. You may have a mild concussion. You just need a good night's sleep. And tomorrow, your only worries will be a headache and an impressive bump.
Скорее кровавый гематом.
Thanks.
That's a good enough reason to celebrate. Enough about crooks and thieves. From now on, you can start to enjoy your free cruise.
Да, боюсь, не до этого. Да, смотри-ка, писательница.
Inspector,
What?
a dark shadow. Upper deck, just now.
Go, let's have a look.
Интересно,
I'll
мальчишка
join
тоже
you.
здесь?
Me too.
No, you stay here.
Do you want to make this an argument?
Окей. Разбираться. Все вместе, весь
Robert,
экипаж
go to
поезда
the
перешел на
Baroness and
корабль.
don't let her out of your sight. Zellner, you're coming to the port side. Doctor, you go to starboard. I'll start at the forecastle and work my way back to the two of you. Understood?
But
Baroness von Trebitz.
Боюсь, она уже дневнико.
Hello? Baroness von Trebitz? Open the door.
Так, давайте осматриваться. Хотя вот, если подумать, с другой стороны, зачем нас вообще было оглушать? Если вор... форма, в принципе, не знать, наверное, что мы собираемся уходить с корабля, так что, в принципе, тогда просто отменяется. Ладно, давайте осматриваться. Сначала
Dr.
начнем с
Gebhardt
доктором.
insisted on coming along. But now he doesn't seem to be sure if that was a good idea.
Доктор, что скажете?
Are you okay, Doctor?
oh, of course. Why wouldn't I be? It's just that, well, I would prefer to come with you.
You heard the
Крепкие звери,
inspector.
однако. Хорошо, так. Куда не могу пойти? Давайте посмотрим на... Тоже не могу пойти. Хорошо.
All right, Doc.
А, стоп. Могу. Тихо. Все-таки вышел, ладно. Я думаю, надо было попробовать поискать окна, выходящие на комнату баронессы. Взглянуть в иллюминаторы.
Are you okay? Maybe you
Совсем,
had better
но
take a
жить
rest
буду.
in case the blow was more severe.
I'm okay.
Так вот как раз, наверное, ее иллюминатор должен быть.
Zellner, up here.
Come on. I think it came from up there.
Событие как-то бурно развивается без моего участия.
You just wanted to get a breath of fresh air. Zellner, look who we have here.
Well, if that's not our shadow.
And our stowaway.
Spent any time hiding in a trunk recently?
Me do nothing.
He claims to be part of the crew. Just wanted to get some fresh air.
Of course.
Скорее обычный безбилетник, пытающийся добраться до Египта.
Understood. Take him to the detention cell, Robert. You were right. There was a stowaway.
Yes, but he can't be the Raven. He's too young.
Right, but that doesn't mean that the Raven isn't lurking here as well.
What was that?
A shot!
It came from one of the cabins.
Как-то события вообще без моего ведома идут. Надеюсь, без трупов.
Oh no! Baroness von Krebitz? Baroness! Open the door!
А как же Оливер? Бутылку разбила, надеюсь.
Step aside, please.
We have a murder on our hands, gentlemen. Hurry, Zellner. The murderer still has to be nearby.
Откуда кровь у двери?
There's practically no one on deck. Anyone who's outside is a suspect. This time we'll get him. Zellner, are you okay?
А нам все хуже.
Yes. Come on. We have to.
Zellner? Zellner! Merde!
Ну что ж, наша поездка омрачена уже первой смертью, что печально. Где же, интересно, Дворецкий был? Почему он не рядом с баронессой? Хотя, как я понимаю, он должен был рядом с ней быть постоянно. Почему Оливер не смог выбить дверь? Хотя это доктор сделал с одного пинка. Странно все это, ладно. Так. Давай сразу к делу. Статус расследования.
Save your breath.
Как дела?
What's the status of the investigation?
Don't take that tone with me. While you were sleeping, we were working.
Не обижайся ты. Есть подозреваемый.
Have you arrested anyone yet?
You mean besides the Arab?
He could hardly have committed the murder. You must have been with him when it happened.
We heard the shot on the forecastle. I locked our friend in the detention cell in the cargo hold and then went up to assist Legrand. You were already sleeping the sleep of the just.
Так, как понимаю, в моем бокале было снотворное, да? Так, давайте сразу. Чем меня отключили?
I didn't pass out last night because of the blow to my head, did I?
Seems unlikely. Inspector Legrand thinks you were drugged.
But how? The champagne.
Who gave you the glass of champagne?
Капитан.
Captain DeConti.
Interesting.
Но сначала вроде бокалы были не у него, он их просто держал. Ладно. Так, давайте. Есть другие подозреваемые.
Besides the Arab, has anyone else aroused your suspicion?
No. Seconds after the alarm went off, the decks were swarming with frightened passengers.
Yes. A clever way to stay incognito during the commotion.
But we still have our primary suspect, the Raven.
Ну, хотя бы
You
не я,
really
то
think
хорошо.
he's returned?
Well, I think that no one knows as much about the Raven as Legrand.
But still, it all seems so incredible.
Так, ладно. Бокаль шампанского спросим.
About the champagne, shouldn't it be possible to find traces of the tranquilizer in the glass?
That is exactly what Legrand is trying to do.
Without a laboratory?
Oh, he's got a lab. His cabin is packed with all the latest forensic stuff. It's quite impressive what the inspector can do.
A competent man, no doubt, and surprisingly well prepared.
And diligent. He's been at it all night with his brushes and tinctures and glasses and everything, working like a man possessed. I wouldn't want to be the Raven now.
Так, как развиваются события?
What's the state of play? How was the Baroness killed?
The Baroness was shot in the chest at close range. We'll know more once the doc finishes examining the body in the medical centre.
And no one saw anything suspicious?
No one saw a shadowy raven leaving the Baroness's cabin, if that's what you mean. A lot of people heard the gunshot. Inspector Legrand wants to question the passengers again this morning, once they've all calmed down, and he's had a chance to examine the evidence.
Вики, около Баронессы.
I suppose that you and Legrand inspected the crime scene and the surroundings.
Of course. And we already hit the jackpot. The murder weapon.
Пистолет?
Really? Where did you find it?
On the gangway. The gangway for boarding the ship folds up and hooks onto the hull when it's not being used. The murderer probably wanted to throw the gun into the sea. He casually dropped it overboard.
But it landed on the gangway.
Bad luck.
But Legrand and I were on the side deck right after the shot. There was no one there.
Maybe the murderer threw the gun away later. We recovered it in the early hours.
I think I'll look for Inspector Legrand now.
Do what you think's best.
You won't get rid of me. I'm here to stay, Constable Oliver.
Be that as it may, Inspector Legrand ordered me to guard the cargo hold with our special guest. That's fine by me. Inspector Legrand may be able to get by without sleep for days on end, but not me. It's not easy playing with the big boys, Constable Zellner.
No, it certainly isn't.
Так, что мы знаем? Скорее всего, ворон сбежал через окно, хотя окно выходило как раз на то место, где мы были. Мы были выше в тот момент. Ну ладно. Так, давайте осматриваться понемногу. Мы пока что совсем не беседовали с писательницей. Наверное, единственный пассажир, которого мы еще не видели здесь, на корабле. Может быть, она что-то смогла снова заметить. А пока давайте все тихонько осматривать. Тут что-то есть? Это выход. Тут вроде бы тоже ничего. Все тихо и спокойно. Кому? Ничего. Ну, пойдемте там посмотрим. Ну, после всего произошедшего сейчас мы дадут небольшую передышку. Так, тут тоже никого. Так, учить шезлонг. Пошли изучим.
I'd really like to lie in the sun and take a nap, but I don't have time for that at the moment.
Первым делом, я думаю, мы сейчас...
No, Jacob. Business before pleasure.
Первым делом, думаю, сейчас допросим всех, до кого сможем добраться. Так, включить полотенце. Окей. Может быть, кто-то что-то видел. Или поищем нестыковки в показаниях.
Soft towels.
Так,
I could reserve a deck chair with it.
Видим на лжи.
No, better not.
Так, окей, тоже ничего. Сюда мы спуститься не можем, да? Тут вроде бы больше пока ничего не было. Пойдемся без подсказок. Конечно, нам застревать. Подсказка у нас, в принципе, еще. Достаточно много очков. Будет спокойно их использовать. Ладно. Так, ну кому нет, пойдемте. Что это?
I suppose the life jackets are stowed there. close to the railing, close at hand in case of emergency.
Как я понимаю, скорее всего, убийца выбегал как раз вот из этого окна.
I
Можем
hope I
открыть?
don't find myself needing a life jacket.
Так, давай возьмем трап.
Curious. One can easily toss a gun into the sea from almost anywhere on the ship without being noticed. And yet, the murderer chose the one spot where it's not actually possible.
Да, странно. Что-то
The
еще можешь
gangway
сказать?
is hard to miss. Why did the murderer drop the gun on the gangway? They must have noticed their mistake, even if their back was to the sea. So, why didn't they take the gun and throw it a few meters farther into the sea?
Хорошо, идемте дальше, будем кого-нибудь искать. Что-то везде пусто. Неужели все по своим каютам спрятались? Ну, где-то здесь должен быть либо Легран. Нет, Легран, скорее всего, в своей каюте. Капитан. Ты здесь, я думаю, ты в трюме. Трюм у нас как раз там. Проснись, Оливер.
It may not seem like it, but Constable Oliver is actually a very effective watchman.
Ну да. Проснись, дружок.
What's going on?
The Raven just flew by.
What?
Or at least, he might as well have.
I wasn't asleep.
I understand. It was just a ruse.
Так, давайте спросим безбилетники.
Any conclusions about a young stowaway?
He's a bit suspicious.
Да, он
Foreign and
обычный,
whatnot.
думаю.
I see. Did he act suspiciously in any way?
No. The shot surprised him as much as it did me. Looked in on him earlier. Still seems to be asleep.
Covered with a blanket from head to toe?
Aha. He's still in there. I poked him.
Могу его допросить?
May I go downstairs and have a couple of words with our guest?
No, you may not.
Come again?
Inspector Legrand wants to conduct all the interrogations himself.
I'm sure he'll understand if I form my own conclusions.
He ordered me to guard the door, and that's just what I'm gonna do.
How about a bit of individual initiative?
How about letting a man do his job? Or do you think you'd be better at it?
К нам он достаточно плохо относится, так что вряд ли мы сейчас сможем добиться, пока не получим разрешение от Леграна, либо не увидим отсюда Оливера. Так, есть какие-нибудь теории?
What do you think? What happened here last night?
The Raven broke into the Baroness's cabin, she surprised him,
А вот он
and he
закрыл
shot
дверь.
her.
What was he looking for in her cabin?
She was a rich woman.
Why did he lock the door?
Why not?
From inside? An impressive trick.
I'm not saying I know how he did it. I'm just saying that it was him.
Why didn't he leave a raven feather?
Are you serious? We'd have suspected him straight away.
But fortunately, we still did.
Что еще с нашего
Let's
вроде?
assume that the old raven really has returned and that he really is responsible for all this. Who is he? Or she?
Oh, could be anyone. No one's ever seen the Raven.
He could also be paying someone else to do his dirty work.
Well, of course. It's a fact that he used to work with partners. They even arrested some of his accomplices.
But no one could ever identify the raven himself. Some claims that they didn't even know that they were working for him. Fascinating. He could have hired someone with financial difficulties to set off the alarm at a certain time without that person knowing why they were doing it.
The man Legrand shot back then, he was a famous safecracker. He could just as well have been a henchman.
Or the real raven. There's probably no better cover for a big thief than acting like a small one. I don't want to keep you from your duties any longer.
Good idea.
К слову о нуждающихся. Ты снова спать? Ага. Наш скрипач сильно нуждается в деньгах.
Constable Oliver brought something to drink. You can tell it's not the first time he's had to
Не
guard
заметить,
something.
если мы стащим.
The bottle should be full of water, unless the good constable happens to have a secret alcohol problem.
Взять не
No
хочешь?
way to verify that. I can't get the bottle
спит.
without him noticing.
Ладно, так, что у нас тут?
I wonder if this game is an advanced version of bocce.
Я, честно говоря, не особо о чем-либо говорить. Ладно, пойдемте дальше.
Salty sea air in my old lungs, wind in my thinning hair. If I hadn't become a policeman, I could have been a sailor.
Кстати, убийцы. В принципе, он мог быть, наверное, и под кроватью на момент, когда мы его нашли. Пойдем здесь. Сможем пройти? Нет. Как мог выпрыгнуть в окно? Но в окно, думаю, заметили бы, если бы оно было открыто. Так что вполне вероятно, он мог находиться в комнате, когда мы ворвались в нее. Так, куда я могу еще пойти? Вверх по лестнице. Пойдем? Что-то я пока никого не могу найти. Где вы все? Капитан, скорее всего, в рубке. Она должна быть где-то у носа корабля на вершине. Вероятно, где-то здесь.
We were here yesterday when we heard the shot, and it was also here where Legrand caught our stowaway.
Давай осмотримся, есть ли что-то здесь подозрительное. Так. Ящик. Ящик.
The grate must be part of the ship's ventilation system. Nothing out of the ordinary.
А, ну там ничего нет.
The grate shouldn't be so easy to open. Did the stowaway open it and we caught him in the act? No. The pipe is too narrow. He wouldn't fit in there. I guess the cover has been defective for a while.
Вентилятор за ней не видно. Можешь как-то
I
открыть?
could inform the captain that the grid has to be repaired. But if I start reporting all the problems on the ship, I'd have to shelve my murder investigation.
Ну ладно. Так, что в шлюпке?
A boat like this would also make a good hideout for a stowaway.
Сможешь открыть?
Were the tarpaulins arranged like that on purpose so that no one could put them back in order once they get in? You can tell at a glance that everything is ship-shape with this boat.
Так, топор. Старый добрый друг.
Why is there an axe hanging here? I suppose it's for chopping through ropes in the event that the lifeboats can't be lowered. Or they use it to enforce who's allowed on the boat and who's not.
Тоже вариант. Так, могу сюда войти. Там здесь где-то капитан у нас должен
The
находиться.
ship's bridge. 2 men. One of them
Второй.
navigating. I get the impression that the officers keep things running. It seems like the captain concentrates on the
даже
passengers and the bar.
То есть он не управляет, это не может
I
войти,
better
да?
let the men do their work. If one of them had detected something yesterday, he'd already have informed
Ну, как
Legrand or the
скажешь.
captain.
Так, тут что-то еще интересное есть. Вроде бы как нет. А вот так попробуй.
This isn't a panoramic deck for visitors. There are pipes, steel cables, chains up here. You can smell the smoke from the funnel. I have no idea how the ship works, and I really don't care, as long as it stays afloat.
И вроде бы все, да? Давайте, думаю, здесь мы тогда остановимся. И в следующей серии, надеюсь, мы уже сможем найти кого-то из пассажиров и пообщаться с ними более детально. А пока что все. Спокойной ночи.